Welcome back to the HEART program. HEART is designed to help high school students develop preventative mental wellness skills and foster social emotional learning. In this session, we'll be introducing the goals of emotional regulation, including increasing awareness, reducing emotional vulnerability, and decreasing unwanted emotions. So, let's get started. In an earlier module, we introduced the choices we all have for how we respond to events and situations in our lives. When we're unhappy with something, our options are to stay miserable by dwelling on the pain, or make it worse with problem behaviors, or radically accept it and work on coping with how we feel, or change how we feel about it, or solve it. Earlier we talked about more effective ways to handle distress in the moment, with skills to manage the physiological effects of the stress we're feeling, including breath and other coping skills like your own sensory toolkit of recharging breaks. We introduced the TIP skills, temperature, intense exercise, paced breathing, and progressive muscle relaxation, to tip your body chemistry back into control, and move from the red zone where we feel overwhelmed by our emotions to the yellow zone where we feel a bit more in control, so that we have the space and ability to change how we think about our stress, to harness our fight-flight energy and turn it into a rise-to-the-challenge situation with excite and delight and tend to befriend stress responses. We also looked at how our thoughts, feelings, and actions are constantly interacting and influencing one another, and how to manage our self-limiting behaviors and thinking habits with the catch it, check it, change it skill, to balance our thinking to support a healthier emotional state and more effective behaviors. Now, we're going to focus more on managing how we feel, both in the medium and the longer term. Emotional regulation. What are the goals? Now that we've discussed how emotions can be both useful and challenging, it's time to look at the process of emotion regulation, which we engage in over the course of our day, week, even month, basically over the medium to long term. It gives us the space so we can learn from the information our emotions are providing and use them more efficiently. There are 3 goals to emotion regulation: increasing awareness, the ability to identify, label, and understand our emotions, reducing emotional vulnerability, and decreasing unwanted emotional responses. Awareness is the first step for anything we want to manage. A foundational skill for emotional regulation is the ability to identify and label how we're feeling. The mindfulness skills of observe and describe, basically measure in some way, give us the ability to assess our emotional state and know where we're heading emotionally. When we're young, we learn the names and how to identify a few of the basic emotions. More advanced awareness of emotions involves learning more labels for those more complex emotions and improving our skills for recognizing and anticipating them in both ourselves and other people.